Hey everyone,
It's Georgina.
and Dan. And we got here just in time. We made a resolution this year to do one episode a month, and here we are on the second to last day of March, getting
Doing
it in.
But also, how many have we done thus far?
3.
3. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
January,
we're-
February.
we are
We're
ahead.
A little ahead, but barely. We have been busy.
Busy,
A
yeah.
little bit out of town. What are you eating? That's Frida, deciding to eat something as soon as we start rolling.
Oh, well.
But we've been having so much fun, a lot of stuff with friends. Should we touch upon some of our travel first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. After Las Vegas, like a week later, flew off. I met one of my clients there, and we had chatted about influencer events and dinners, and he was like, I want to do a dinner in New York in like 2 weeks. So I put that together. I was in town for literally under 24 hours. Made really cute conversation cards that were personalized for each of the creators. I designed them in Canva. They got printed. They ended up not looking right. So as soon as I landed, on the flight, I sent it to a printer in New York, right close to my hotel, landed, brought all of my luggage there. They did a fantastic job. I will find the printer in case you ever want to do something similar. Fabulous service, great price. The dinner was wonderful. And we're actually getting set to launch this week. It's influencer tech /AI. So that was an exciting trip.
I just want to say about that trip, I was just like so impressed watching you deal with it. Like, it was going to be a snowstorm. You weren't sure if you were going to go. You got the stuff printed. You didn't like it. We had to pick up the printed stuff. Then you did that move to get it printed last minute. You invited enough people that in case people canceled or the snowstorm, all that stuff. And like you said, it was 1 week after Vegas and like only a week or two before you had to fly out for a bachelorette party. So anyways, great job. Hire her.
That is so kind. Thank you.
She'll get it done.
Yes. Okay,
tagline.
PR. Next was a bachelorette party in a beautiful cabin in the woods with all of my girlfriends in Columbus. We had the best time. It was just wonderful unplugging, great meals. We just had the best times. That was much needed for all of us to shower our friend Demi with love before she got married.
Yeah, and then shortly after that, we went right back for the wedding.
Yes, it was so amazing.
What a great time, yeah. And it was cool. We finally went to a restaurant that we had been dying to go to the whole time we lived in Columbus and never had a chance to, and that is Joya's. And we had just like the best.
The best food. I remember I had the pad thai. It was absolutely amazing. But then we shared an app, and I forget what you got, but everything was.
We had a fried little treat as an appetizer.
Okay.
Samoa.
It was a fried treat. Yeah. Yes. I was like,
Samosa. And then we had I had a chicken sandwich that was Manchurian chicken sandwich, which is kind of like a cross between Indian and Chinese with like a sweet and spicy and very spiced sauce. It was so good.
Yeah. And the wedding was beautiful. We flew in the day before. It was on this beautiful farm, just stunning. Our friend Demi and Cody, beautiful wedding, so much fun. They put us at the best table ever. All of our friends.
Yeah.
Then we stayed with our close friends, Hajir and Ashley, the next night. We all like got together a little bit. And then there was a second reception because she's Jamaican. And it was basically like a second huge wedding. So that was incredible.
Great food at the second. Well, great food at both, but like having the
Jamaican
jerk chicken
and yes,
the donuts, the celebration donut. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah,
there were patties.
Patties too. Yeah, everything was awesome.
Jollof.
Yeah,
there was such good food. And then recently, our friends came into town from Boston.
Yeah.
For
we I've worked with the American Lamb Marketing Board for a long time on my website, writing recipes with them. And that's one of my oldest sort of like partnerships that had kind of lasted for a very long time. And they threw an event every year in Boston, and it's in like 5 cities, I think, Austin and probably Chicago, but I don't remember, DC. And we went every year in Boston, and they decided to open up this event to Atlanta this year.
Yes.
So,
Makes
of course,
a lot of sense, honestly.
I saw the email and immediately was like, Paul, what's up? Like, when is this going on? Do you need help? Do you want to even just hang out for drinks? So right away, they're like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they gave us free tickets. I did some sponsored content for them. We got together the night before for drinks, and then we all hung out at the event. Such good food, great vibes.
Yeah, everything. There was like 6 restaurants involved, and all the dishes were just really, really delicious.
Was it only 6? Are you sure?
I think it was about 6, yeah. But I'll check all the restaurants and mention them at least, or link them below. And one of my favorites, I don't remember which restaurant it was, but it was like a skewer of lamb belly that was spiced with Epice spice and had pickles on top. And oh man, it was so good.
It was so good. So that was kind of like work and fun, but work has also been pretty busy.
Yeah.
You've been up to some really exciting partnerships.
Yeah, I did. Well, one story is I met one of my neighbors in this building a while back, like 6 months ago, when I was shooting content in the courtyard. And he was like, oh, hey, I do food stuff too. So we've been meaning to do something together. And finally, we did a video together. And so you can find that on my Instagram. And his name is AJ DiDiego. And he's been cooking food or dessert from each state in the country. And so I was like, whenever you get to Massachusetts, let me know, because I have the experience of being from Boston, and I'll do like a fun riff. So I made Boston cream pie Twinkies. He made a regular Boston cream pie, and we did a fun video together, comparing, contrasting, and sharing the recipe.
Yes.
And then I also had a partnership with Faye Sour Cream go live recently, and
We'll link to those posts.
yeah, I did a loaded tater tots for, you can't say it, for the college basketball tournament. And they came out really delicious. And the best part of that is Faye yogurt has always been my favorite, and I literally had no idea they had sour cream. So just knowing they have it, and now that it's on my radar and it's my new favorite, is awesome as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really did a great job. I like how you made kind of like a Faye sour cream, almost, I'm not sure, crema?
Grandma, you could call it, yeah.
In the container.
Right.
It just was so creative. It makes it, for some reason, seem more approachable. It's like, I
you
can
don't
just
need to
keep it
dirty
in.
another bowl.
Yeah, that's what I love, efficiency.
There you go.
And I feel like we've just been eating incredible food. For my birthday, first of all, Dan got us Kendrick Lamar tickets and SZA, and because I really wanted to go, but I was like, we're already spending a lot of money this year between travel for our friends' weddings. We already spent an arm and a leg and a liver on Beyonce tickets, well worth it. And we just have really aggressive financial goals, so try not to dilly-dally and, whatnot. But he got us reasonably priced tickets. So that was incredible. You also got me a signed copy of Lady Gaga's most recent album, because I love Lady Gaga. Actually, one of my first blog posts that I wrote in 2009 was about Lady Gaga when she was like just coming out of like performing in small venues in New York. So that meant a lot. For my birthday, we also went to Southern National, which just was incredible.
The food there was amazing. It's like modern takes on classic Southern food. Just everything we had was so good. And we were friendly with a server who works there. We didn't know if he was going to be working. And we were in the door for like 2 seconds, and he just like pushed the the hostess out of the way and was like,
Took
"Let
off.
me." Yeah. So, yeah, what a great experience. And by the way, that was, a lot of this stuff was for both of our birthdays.
Yes, correct. And
By the
also,
way.
our wonderful friend is named Charles Preston. So we
Yes.
want to acknowledge and thank him for that wonderful experience and that incredible, I think it was like date cake that he gave us for dessert. It was so good. I know date cake doesn't sound like, but it was so good.
That dessert was absolutely a highlight. And as well, there was like a bread plate at the beginning that had like a cornbread,
Yeah,
like
so good.
biscotti almost. Oh my God.
So good.
Yeah.
We had such a great time. And we went to a brewery right before that.
Oh yeah, it was
in
right
Summerhill.
next to Halfway Crooks, which is one of my favorite breweries in Atlanta. So we popped in for a quick beer
Of course.
before. I'm always like planning dinner where there's breweries nearby.
Yes. Where else did we go? We went to, oh my gosh. So I love Korean dramas. And I'm always inspired by so many elements. Obviously, I'm studying Korean, just on Duolingo, not like at a class. The skincare, but especially the cuisine. And so Dan had found this Michelin recommended Korean barbecue restaurant. There was like a little bit of a drive outside the city. And I was immediately like, yes, please.
Well, I think the order of things is a little different. You were
It probably is.
you were like, they're eating Korean barbecue in my show, and I need to eat it immediately.
That's usually how a lot of things happen.
So we send each other
Either a book or a TV show.
sent a few TikToks to figure out and narrow it down which we were going to go to. We knew
You
there was
found
a
that one
Michelin.
though. You found it.
And the second you watch that video, you're like,
Yes, this is it.
yeah,
And it was so
it was crazy good. It was.
incredible. I just think about that meal.
I feel like most of the time when we get Korean barbecue, I just like it automatically. And sometimes I'm like, that was a little better than the other one. That was a little better than the other one. This was like, upon first bite was like,
Wow.
I'd never had Korean barbecue in my life before.
Yeah.
Like,
And if you had, we read the reviews before and they were like, it's pretty much like being in Korea, like the Korean barbecue I've had in Korea from native South Koreans. With one exception, I forgot what the one exception was, but it didn't bother us and I wouldn't have noticed. The service was incredible. I got to practice a tiny bit of my Korean.
but yeah, they were thrilled about that.
Yes. She said, great job. So thank you for that. Oh, that was so wonderful. Then we went to the Buford Farmers Market, picked up some great items. That was so nice. I had so much fun. Oh my gosh, I had the best sake there. No, soju there, sorry. And I was like, whoa. It's like the new cool modern soju. I'll link it. So I was like, we have to go pick this up immediately. It was so smooth. I didn't end up finding it, but I found something else. Let's see, where else if we were at Manny's.
Always that man.
Always at Manny's. We ended up like meeting this really nice couple that live really close to us. And we were just chatting about music of all things because we live really close to Atlanta's #1 music venue somehow. And we were talking about all the great shows that we've both all gone to there. And at the end of the night, they were like, we're having a bonfire tomorrow to first the season. Like, we'd love if you guys came.
And this was, we had already been out 2 nights in a row. So
We're
I'm
out for
like,
Lamb Jam and something else that keeps around.
I really want to go, but I want to stay on the couch, but we did go and
We
we had
went.
a wonderful time.
Yeah, we had so much fun. It was just like bring your own wine and snacks. And so there was a massive spread. Dan made
I made the
onion dip.
caramelized onion dip from my website, but I did a vegan version just in case.
Yes.
And
Especially because they're vegetarian, yeah.
yeah.
And I made brown sugar shortbread cookies. And we brought a nice bottle of wine from 3 Parks in Glenwood. some beer.
Beer. Yep. This beer from Imaginarium called Ventura Highway, which is a West Coast Pilsner, and it's one of my favorites.
Oh, and speaking of,
Yeah,
I'm drinking. I made myself a spritz. Has a little bit of red wine, some champagne, and San Pellegrino Chow Peach, their new sparkling water. It's delicious.
I love that. Great.
And speaking of other restaurants or cuisines that were inspired by either TV or literature, I was reading just a fiction book, nothing.
Literature.
The classics. And it's based in the South, and they were having grits. And per usual, we always read for at least an hour or try to before going to sleep. With our phones outside, we usually keep our phones out here, so we can really rest and kind of come down. But so I turned to Dan. I'm like, oh, I really want to grits. Should we go to breakfast tomorrow? and we were deciding where we've had grits that we loved. And the closest place was Augie's.
Yeah.
It's really close to us in Edgewood. And it was so busy when we got there. So
we got there just in time.
We did. We got the last two top or whatever,
Yeah.
two regular two-seater table. And wait, speaking of, we went to Best Buy. We were going to go to GameStop after because there's a new game that I wanted to play. But what are you playing? You're playing a new game too.
Yeah. So, I was actually going to ask you what you're obsessed with right now. Like we usually do at the end of the show.
Korean barbecue. Korean
But yeah,
dramas.
I've been playing Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is a very fun game. It's a little clunky.
Just joking. I'm just joking.
What? What was
I
that?
went like this.
Oh, so you're saying it's nerdy? Star Trek-y? It's a really fun game, and it's a little clunky at times, but it's nice, and it's a sweet little story, and it has like the nice story parts, and it's a little bit about burnout, and then it also has like dungeon crawling and puzzles. So
Awesome.
it's a really fun mixture. And on top of that, I'm deep in fantasy right now. I'm also reading Elantris, which is my fourth Brandon Sanderson book, and I'm watching the Legend of Korra Avatar sequel. So a lot of fantasy lands to escape reality.
Just what we need. And what is that new?
In Zoe?
Inzoi, yeah, is the it's kind of like a sim game.
Life simulator.
Life simulator, yeah. And I'm in this Discord with like Black girls who love cozy games. So most of the games that we play are on Switch and in Steam Deck, or just Steam on PC. So, the head of the group was streaming this game, and I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And Dan was like, oh, you can't play that yet.
On Steam Deck, it's like really like...
I was finishing it. He said it's not, like the capabilities aren't there or compatibility for Steam Deck yet. And I was like, okay, but I just saw Steph like doing it on her Steam Deck. Like it must be available, right? Like if she like did it. And so I like watched her and like messaged her about it and decided I didn't care. I was going to do it. So I did get it this weekend, but I'm also reading this very odd fiction book. It's called The Young Wives Club. It's based in Toulouse, Louisiana. You know that thing when authors try to convey an accent in their writing? It's either a hit or sometimes a miss. And I'm kind of struggling to stay engaged with this. But that's fine. I'm also reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Amazing. I hate like when a book is getting so much hype. I'm just like, okay, we'll see. But once again, Mel Robbins put out a banger, and I suggest it to anybody and everybody. So definitely give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We did go to Victory Sandwich Bar after hanging out with Paul. What was that bar we went to?
Oh, Little Spirit is like,
And man,
yeah.
so good.
it's one of the best cocktail bars, and they had dinner plans that
Del Mar,
night.
Del Bar.
So we popped over to Victory, which we've drank at a few times, but have not eaten at.
What's the place we went to first? There was another bar on the Beltline. Burl's Bar.
Burl's Bar.
We
was
had
very
gone
cool.
there.
Yeah,
It was so
very
cool, yeah. Great drinks.
Outdoors, and it's like a plant shop / bar. We hung out outside. It was like absolutely perfect weather, like 75. And the people visiting from Boston were like, I hate you guys. Like literally being like, can we move here?
Well, they did. Once we got to our second spot, they were like, oh, these, basically, I think we walked. We walked from the bar, the first bar, down the Beltline to the second bar. And they were just like, whoa, it's like right in our neighborhood, basically, close to our neighborhood. And they were like, I could see myself like moving here. And I love that, like, whenever we have friends in town,
Yeah.
whether it's in Columbus or here, we kind of pick Dan curates an experience that has people like wondering, like, should I move here? It's
I
nice.
mean, a sunny day afternoon on the Beltline, hitting up 3 or 4 bars on the way is like always going to be an awesome time.
It is, especially when it's, gorgeous weather and it's like 40 something back home for them. So
Yeah. But we've speaking of Victory, we've had drinks there a few times, and it was very cool to finally be like, let's eat. And I the whole time I'm like, why is it $6 for a sandwich? I realized it is because they're like very small, but it's actually perfect because if you're hungry, you can get 2, and it's only $12. You can try 2 things. Or if you're like on a little bar crawl, it's like the perfect size to get a sandwich and keep it moving.
yes. Or third option, get Publix dessert from the bakery
Yeah, yeah,
on the way
true.
home,
It's like we
which
did,
we may
yeah.
or may not have done. But I think that's about it, right?
Yeah, definitely. We made it for March, and I'm happy with it.
We
Happy
made it
with
just
that.
in time,
Yeah.
really.
And yeah, we will definitely hit the comments if you've been to any of the places we've been or have any further questions.
Suggestions.
And our third co-host is going to say bye too.
Oh, here she comes. She's
She
been
was
sitting
here
here
the whole time.
watching us. Oh, Frida. Bring her a little closer. Do you hear her going?
All right, we'll see you next time.